Our first night on Great Barrier Island brought one of the most dramatic moments of the trip. Laura, who had somehow become our most passionate fisherman, reeled in a little more than she was expecting. When the rest of the guys had tired of fishing and already set down their rods, Laura was fishing well after sunset. And in that moment, she caught a kingfish, and right when it was alongside the boat, it escaped the hook. That invigorated everyone to get their lines back in the water, and it was Laura again who was first to snag something. But lo and behold, it wasn't another kingfish. She had caught a shark, about a 4 or 5 foot bronze whaler. Because she was fishing near the bow of the boat and we were already at anchor, the shark, in its fight, trying to flee, went under the boat and wrapped itself around the anchor chain. Not knowing how we could get the shark off without potentially having to kill it, we turned to Captain Curls Whittemore, who leapt into action. He threw the dinghy in the water and grabbed the boat hook, and down he went. Kevin was told to get out the floodlight so he could see what we were doing. I was the one who was left to capture the event on the blog machine, but also haul up the anchor using the windlass button. So as we drew the shark in, the tangle raised towards the water line. Sam put the boat hook into the shark's mouth, practically right up against the fishing lure, and he yanked as hard as he could. Doing so, he broke one of the hooks in the shark's mouth, pulling the lure out, and the shark was able to swim off, mostly unscathed. We were happy to have not killed a shark, and Sam even saved his prized fishing lure. All was well. You would think that Laura would have had enough with her shark encounter, but no, she was slowly turning into a fishing demon. In fact, that very night, she drew in a second shark before we decided that was enough fishing for a night. Day after day around Great Barrier Island, Laura was just racking up the fish, making sure that we hit our quota as a boat. She was the only one of us to wake up at dawn to fish, and she was the first to drop her line in the evening and the last to pull out. She was desiring so much to get a kingfish. In the meantime, she was filling the rest of the crew with snapper. So Great Barrier Island was a fishing bonanza, mostly thanks to Laura, but the rest of us, it wasn't so much of a chore, you see. It was eating, and eating well. The trevally was turned into sashimi. There was ample cheese and other goodies for cheese charcuterie boards and thick mac and cheese macaronis. Of course, the boat was in no short supply of beer, and one morning while exchanging tips with local fishermen, they were kind enough to give us a lobster, which we prepared that day. And since we were piling up so much snapper, Sam broke out the smoker. He would brine the snapper in sugar and salt water and then smoke it with manuka chips. And we would enjoy the results with some delectable sour cream and cream cheese, chives and onions, and sit there and have smoked fish for breakfast with coffee, glorious coffee. We found time for a hike, and we caught some smaller fish, some little kahawai, which went onto hooks so that we could catch even bigger fish. All of these guys were dubbed Garys, and if any Gary didn't result in a bigger fish, he too would end up in something like ceviche. Only one day during this time was there some foul weather, but it was strong winds.